Hi guys, welcome to day 8 of building chat application in FlutterFlow, and I'm very excited to build today in FlutterFlow. And yeah, thank you so much for whoever is consistent toward the 8 day stream, and happy to build more. Thank you. So I'll wrap up the things we done in the past streams. Firstly, we done authentication, and then we done chat UI, which is both responsive for mobile and web, which we have built it. And we have built the schemas yesterday. We designed the schema of the chat. We thought to keep it scalable to any, either it is a direct group chat or a support chat or a one-on-one chat like WhatsApp. You can do anything. So we have designed the schema like that. Now we need to integrate the schema backend and see how it works. So now we have the text messages and image messages for now. And I tried to run in VS Code, but we are having some issue with the VS Code, which I tried to run. Yesterday it was running very good, but for some reason we have some error. So we'll test it within FlutterFlow. So yeah, I also shared the Notion document yesterday about the schema, how the schema is structured and everything. You can refer the schema for there. I'll also share the document link now. And I'll also share project clone URL. You guys can, like, whoever wanted to start exactly from where I'm starting today, you can clone the project for you on your dashboard, and you can refer the schema. Also explain the summary of the schema at the end of the last stream, that is day 7. You can watch it, and let's get started. So first we need to show list of user messages here. So we have create chat here. So um, first let's wrap this. We have this list view. Now we need to bring user chats. I No, this is not my first FlutterFlow app. This I'm building FlutterFlow apps from past almost 3 years, 3.5 years. I was one of the beta users of FlutterFlow back then. You can check out my Contra profile. You can see the projects I have been working and etc. Yeah, I wanted to do it from past 2 years. Finally, I'm doing it. And also check out my LinkedIn. Thank you. Thank you for the support. Um, yeah, so I'm thinking to just build basic app first. So basic app in the sense now we already built authentication flows in this, and now we need to build. We also built the UI of chat and chat view, which is both responsive for mobile and web. Here, most of the UI is done. So initially we are just focusing on text messages and images, and then as we work on it, we'll add more and more features to it. So we have a plan to add more features, like we have just like WhatsApp, more files, audio messages, videos, and etc. So yeah, so I'll start with basic, and based on the feedback, I'll be adding more and more features. I guess basic app would take roughly around maybe in next 2 weeks to complete, like because roughly I'll do 1 or 2 hours a day. So I don't do anything behind the screen, so everything is live. So I estimate around 2 weeks to complete the basic portion, and then we'll move on to more and more features. Actually, I've already built this kind of chat app before. The only thing is I wanted to build it live. So as you can see here, so the chat app is already done. To app. No, I don't know it. Let me search for it. To to good. I don't see any Play Store or App Store app in this. I'm trying to see the Play Store link. It's not redirecting to Play Store. So it's a marketplace for recycled bags. If it is a e-commerce app, I guess it would roughly take around um, recycled food. Okay. Yeah, I mean, if you want something like DoorDash or something, I think roughly it would take around 1 or 2 months minimum if you want a production grade app. If you want to just build an MVP or something, it would take around 1 or 2 weeks in FlutterFlow. If you want a production grade app which wanted to scale, so that would take minimum of 1 to 2 months. Because in FlutterFlow, one advantage is most of the components, like let's say you have map or like Google Maps to track the order or anything. So all these things, like I've previously worked on it, so it would take roughly around 1 or 2 weeks to build MVP. So yeah. Yeah. Um, actually, I'm currently 20 years old. I've been building apps from past like 4.5, including Flutter apps. Yeah, I was 16 years old when I started building apps. Now I'm 20. I'm almost 21. In next 3 or 4 months, I'll become 21. Thank you. So now basically now I'm building this create chat option, which is a overlay. I'm building these options so you can create a new chat and chat with the user. We'll change the icons. Icons are very bad in FlutterFlow right now. We'll change good icons. We'll focus on the UI first, and then at last we'll change the icons. So now we have cancel button here. So to exactly you should place on the new chat button. So for that, I have calculated the width and height. So what we'll do is we'll enable the safe area for the container, and inside that we have the column here. Let's add a I'll add this to the main parent column because we don't have anything else to add in that column. We'll delete this column here. For some reason, I'm getting this weird error in VS Code if I try to run the app or connect the app. I don't know why. Maybe it's something wrong on FlutterFlow side because it's saying that because some FlutterFlow's Flutter version is different than stable version, so I think that is a problem. I'll report it. Um, so let's connect it via GitHub. Let me go to GitHub. And if you guys need to know, like, if you don't know how to connect GitHub in FlutterFlow and try to sync in Flutter VS Code, I will share the documentation which I built in Notion. You guys can follow the same. Give me a minute. Let me share that. You guys can refer this link here. People who are watching in LinkedIn, I don't have option to paste the thing. I need to go to stream and paste it. So you guys can watch either in YouTube or Twitch. So this is the documentation where I detailedly explained about connecting Firebase, this one GitHub, to your FlutterFlow. You can refer this here. I also detailedly made a video explaining the how to connect uh, GitHub and open it in VS Code and run your project. And I also added all the useful commands like to run the project, to clean the project, if you want to build an APK, or if you wanted to push the code to GitHub, pull the code from GitHub, etc. You guys can make use of it. And also, it will be helpful for you. You can keep that. And I need to create a new repo, I think. Custom and app. Custom chat app. I'll make it private and create the repo. Once you create the repo, what you're going to do is you need to copy the URL of that particular repo, go to your FlutterFlow project, and make sure FlutterFlow GitHub app is enabled for your GitHub, and configure, choose your account, and select all repos, or you can also select if you want like just to give access to specific repos also. And once you have that access, you can just paste your copied URL, associate, sign in with your GitHub. And once it is connected, you can push the code. So let me make some connections and then I'll push. I'll go to chat. So whenever user click on new chat, I'll click on this. I'll add a callback to action. Create options action. Type is action. It's nullable and confirm. Go to button. Go to actions. Add an action. Search for callback. Execute callback and select the create options. Go back to the page. Select this. Create option. Callback. Add action. And you search for custom dialog. Custom dialog. Select the component we just created. Just create options. Create options mobile, which would appear. Make it not dismissible, and that's it. Go back to create options mobile. Execute callback on cancel. Is also action nullable. If it is required, you can keep the required thing, or else you can just keep it as nullable. Go to button, add action, callback, execute callback, select on cancel, and go back to the component on cancel. Go to on cancel, callback, add action, and we are going to dismiss the drawer. And this mobile is equals to true. So when user press on chats, this thing appears. With these warnings, some widgets are not compiled. Let's push the code. Grab list view, go to list view. And go to GitHub, push the changes. Now we have here, what we're going to do is we're going to open this in GitHub desktop. If you don't have, you can download it and clone the app. And once it is cloned, let it be here. So to make sure like we don't mess up anything which is in FlutterFlow, what we're going to do is we are going to go to branches, create a new branch, we'll select FlutterFlow as source and name it as VS Code. Or you can name it anything that you want. Create a branch. So we have a separate branch here now. Now what we do is we'll go to GitHub desktop, fetch origin. So it will fetch the latest changes. And you can see VS Code here. Select that. And then open in VS Code. That's it. We have the app. Hopefully we don't have any issues now. As soon as you open the app in VS Code, you'll run flutter pub get. So now it's working. So probably the issue with FlutterFlow extension is based on my thinking. I think we have some issues with the FlutterFlow Flutter SDK, which FlutterFlow code is using. The things compile, run Flutter clean. So clean any APK or any other cache you have in your code. So once it is cleared, you can run the app Flutter run. So if you just want for Chrome, you can enter /-d and Chrome. It will run in Chrome. Let it run, and next we are going to create new chat. Once they create, we'll show a list of chats where user can it can be user contacts or anything else. We'll show the list of contacts of user, and user can select any contact and they can start chatting with them. First we'll test like we exactly get as we are seeing here. To give an elevated look for this pop-up, what we are going to do is go to create options mobile. We can add a background shadow so it appears selected. Let's see. Let the app run. We'll see what to create next. So when user create chat, so the app is running. Let us see. So already created an account. So let's log in. So these are the pages which we have for login. I'll go and create and login my email. Have some issues, layout issues. Let's see what they are. So usually this kind of errors, which are like when you see just like blank or gray screen or something, there might be some layout issue. So layout issue in the sense it can be like widget is expanded or etc. like that. Let us see what is expanded here. So we have this here. This is expanded. Let's keep it not expanded. Save it. So usually these expansions, when you set expanded, when we don't have the childs supporting, it will have may have issue. Let's push the code. So now this is a two-step process when you work via GitHub, right? Layout show fix and fix push. So you need to push to GitHub and then go to GitHub and merge the branch, and then go to VS Code and pull the code. So usually when if the extension was working good, maybe it was a simple process, just like pull the code. The code would have been pulled. Let us push to GitHub. Oh, sorry, I disabled my mic. Okay, so that's why I said like we need two different branches. We had VS Code. Once the code is pushed, you go to pull request. You go to new pull request and click on merge. Once you merge both branches, go back to VS Code and open a new terminal. Click like Flutter, no, not Flutter, Git pull origin VS Code. So all these commands I also added in the documentation which I shared with you. So it will pull the new changes. Go back to the new other terminal. Press Shift R, which refresh the app. See, now it's working. So usually, as I said, like the layout issues sometimes mess up things. Chats are not loading because we don't have any chats. We may also need to update the security rules. Go to Firebase database, go to settings, let's set Firebase rules. Users only users collection can access and chats, authenticated users, authenticated users, read, authenticated users, delete, authenticated users. So basically now I'll set most everything as authenticated users. And deploy the rules. It's deployed. Now you can see like users chat is empty, so we don't have any users. So to have the empty list, we can also create one more component for empty list. Let me see. We can add a component on shared. Empty state. We name it as empty state. And add a row, column, not a row. Add an icon. And make it in center. Alignment to center. And for this column, also add the text. And alignment, you can keep it 8 or 16. Hi, you can, how are you? We can, so this text is dynamic, so can default keep it as empty list. And icon, we can empty list. You can keep it as 32, or if you want to keep it bigger, you can keep it 48 or more. This I'll name it as 24 and keep it bold. And If you wanted to name it dynamic, you can also add a parameter. You can name it as empty text. Default, you can keep it as empty list. Right. So when inserting any row from FlutterFlow to supervise, what kind of secured RIS policy should I use? Yeah, I was working on that morning on a different project actually. Let me show you. So basically, you have your table. Here, let me show you. So basically, when the tables which you want public access for users, which you don't need authentication or anything, you can keep low priority for them, and you can see like created policies for different rows. Like if certain rows where you have condition that only users can access, you can name those conditions. Basically, you can to keep it simple, you can also ask like cloud, or mostly I use cloud. You can ask like, you can explain this is the user row and the type, and you can go to SQL editor in Superbase and create a new query. You can paste that query and run it. So you'll have that set to that particular table. You can see here. You can see RLS policy. This particular table I have set like if this user is employee is equals to true, only then he can access the tasks, or else he cannot. So you can set it like this. I think that answers your question. If not, you can ask anything. I'll try to answer my best. And getting back to the app, you can go here for the column. You can go to empty list widget, create empty list, select a component, and select empty state widget, which we had. You can preview it here. Event builder, it will show like this. I think the text is too big. Empty list, empty state. I'll keep the text to 20. And this I'll name it empty list. So now when there's no users thing, it will be empty. Click on new chat, you can see exactly we have the chat where we have that create chat button, right? We also have border. We need to, I think we need to enable border for covering that border here. So when user click on that, it will exactly appear on top of that. Like you see here, we have some expanded issues which we can solve it. Go to create options and go to container. Instead of center, we need to keep it expanded. This button, you can keep it centered. Create options mobile. Now when you have expanded list, you can see this also expands according to the width of the screen. And we go back to the button. We can enable the border width to 1, and border color also will keep secondary. And also you can see it appears elevated as we have in the inspiration, UI inspiration. You can change the color themes and stuff later on once we set everything. And let's go back to the chats navbar. We had this border enabled for this. Don't have any border, but it appears to be covered. Keep it safe. We'll increase the border width by 73. Keep it like 41 or 2. Let's see. So now we have this. So once user click on new chat, we'll navigate them to a new page, showing them create new chat option. Based on which option they choose, we'll show that interface. So let me see how it looks in WhatsApp to take some inspiration. Give me a second. So in WhatsApp, we have a screen, like you can also see. We have new group, new contact based on the user thing. And scan the user QR code, or we can create a new contact and we'll get a form to fill the contact details. Hmm. Let's see if we can find something on Dribble. So we also have Mobin. Let me see if I can find create contact. Oh, it is locked. All right. Let me see. Then Dribble. So yeah, basically what I was talking was like this. We'll we'll create, like, we can get phone's native contacts on the bottom, and basically we'll ask permission and we'll get the contacts. In case if they're not already using the app, what we'll do is we can send them invites or they can scan QR code, etc. We can create a contact or a group. If it is group, they can select multiple people, name the group and create the group. Yeah, interesting. So I built contacts app, contacts page where we can get users contacts, which let me see where it is. Group, creating group. I think it is here. We go to custom code, contact list. Let me copy the widget. So what this widget would do is it will get users phone, like native contact numbers which user have. I'll need to have phone number which is string. Right. So it'll show users phone numbers. So in case if you wanted to add a feature where in case people who are not in the app, if they wanted to chat with them, like WhatsApp used to do in early days, even now, people who are not in WhatsApp, we can send an invite to them, right? So we can use for that purpose also. Let the widget compile. Okay. Maybe see, as soon as you add dependencies, make sure you um, recompile the analyzer so it gets the new latest package thing. So to have a tactile feel, we'll have hover option for this. Actually, we can add it later. Let's focus on functionalities. We can add this later. Like basically, when user, if it is on web, we need to show the hover state, right? So, we'll compile it again and see if it successfully compiles. Mostly it should because it's already built previously. Not it's not a new one. So yeah, it's working. We can use this widget to create a new page. Add a page. And remove the placeholder UI. Let us see if we can get good UI from FlutterFlow CI thing. Hmm. Let's also give it inspirations. To manage this one, grab a screenshot, open a new tab. FlutterFlow should actually have drag and drop option for images. Sometimes hard to find image downloaded in the Explorer. Let me save it again. Just testing if it really give good UI, or else we'll build it from scratch. Okay, it just added basic elements, no padding and stuff. Let me tell it to regenerate. I guess it's better to do it ourselves than testing this thing. Again, same. So yeah, this is bullshit. It's not going to work. So let's create it from scratch. It's forgetting all the things and stuff. So we need this one. So first we need is column container, and we need a column inside that. Container will remove the width, so it can take the width of the children. And this container, we need a parent container column to hold all these children, and we'll keep it expanded. And this column will give a padding of no, we don't need any padding for this. Let's add a row inside it, and we'll give that row padding of 16 pixels. 16, and we'll have a divider for that column. Keep the divider height as 1. And thickness 1. right? We'll add a icon button. This will remove this color, voting, back arrow, primary color. And then you can say this can be wrapped into a column. We'll add a column. We need spacing inside the row, which will keep it 16. And also you can see these two icons are on the side and these two we have here, right? So what we'll do is we'll wrap this icon in the row and cut this column here, paste it inside the row, because when we set end-to-end padding, spacing between, so these two align on the left. And add a text, select content, contacts. We'll keep it 16 and keep it 600 as padding. And this one, font weight, line height, we'll keep it 1.4. And to size, add one more text here. And inside that column, we'll align it to left, start. And we'll keep this also 1.4. And this, let's keep it 12 and 500. And this will turn it to rich text because we need like contacts dynamical. Okay, replace widget with rich text. And then we will have 3. So this will get with the API. We'll store the contacts in the app state as soon as the widget initializes. We had this custom widget, right? And then we'll have space here and then contacts. And we'll have the button. We'll copy the button here, select the parent row and space this end to end. Wrap this button with the row and duplicate this button. Keep the spacing of the row to 16. It's end to end. Now change this icons to more icons and this to search. Actually, I think I have built, if I'm correct, like that widget itself, I have the search option. If you want it here, we need to remove that. Let us see once we run that. And we have this UI. We'll name it as contacts header. We'll add a column here. Inside that, we'll add one more column, which is expanded. And for that column, we'll keep 16, 16, padding right and left. And starting padding also will keep 16 on 24. And end padding 24. Here we'll add in row. And then we have a, can also have a button, but we don't specifically have action to this. So we'll have a container that will keep container size as 40. or 48. And then inside that I'll add an icon which is centered to the container, and add user person. I actually don't have any icons. Let's add reaction. We don't have a list of people. We need to. So as I said, like custom icons and themes, we'll take care of the at the end. I'll also search if possible next stream starting. We'll first do the icons, users, and inside this we'll have a group. This one text. We'll keep a padding of 16 and name this new group. And weight limits 16.
GR1.
So we have the base thing here. We can also convert this to a component in case if you're using this multiple times. Currently I don't see this use case anywhere. So let's duplicate this for now. And keep it padding of 20. We'll also have the QR code option where users can scan the QR code and add the contact. Let us add a button for this. So we need to wrap this into a row. Cut this, add inside this row, and keep spacing of 16. And in the parent row, we'll add a icon. Actually, we can copy this and paste it. Delete this and keep it end to end. And QR. And below this, we'll have our custom widget which we built. Let me add the context. So here we'll have user's own context. Basically, first we'll show WhatsApp contacts, and then below that we'll show WhatsApp, not WhatsApp, but basically our thing. Chat. What did we name this? Chat flow. Okay. Create chat, and we'll add a column. Inside that, we'll add a text, and we'll keep a padding of 16, 16. Actually, the page gen would be a good start, and we can modify it further. But it's cleaner when we build it from scratch. Maybe it needs some fine tuning. And let's modify this and keep it to 500, and this to 12. Okay. Contacts on chat flow. Chat flow. Here we'll add an image. And this will wrap with a column in case if you have any other description text. This I think we need to have rich text. So yeah, this is the create chat UI. So once they click on create new contact, they'll go to this page, and where we'll display contacts which are already in the app, and also we'll display contacts that new in their phone who are not in the app. So people who are not in the app, they can send invites, and if they wanted to create a new contact, they can fill the form or they can scan the QR code. So we'll do this on next streams. Let me connect this and run the app and see if these things take changes on new chat. Callback action, and on new chat, go back. We'll add one more action here. So it will be recursive basically. If you wanted to reuse this component elsewhere, we need to have this kind of setup on new chat. So here we'll use the custom widget which we have, like it shows the contacts, native contacts of user. We need to have some logics where we compare if they are users in the app or not. So for that we need to pass the list of users document. You need to change the logic, but for now I'll keep it as it is. And also sometimes we need this thing to be expanded, like to take the width based on the contacts, and we need to make this uh, this as scrollable. So for that, like if we don't enter height and width, so if I enter infinite, it will have a problem. So as you see, so in that for that cases, what I will have is I usually have a utility function. So you can also check out FlutterFlow marketplace where I have free utility functions kit where I have 101 utility functions which I regularly use in my projects. So you can have access to that. You can go to the search and you can search like utility of functions. So we have on the top 101 utility functions, and if you click on that, you'll so this is free. It's not paid. You can go there and so basically I publish this to web where you can search for functions because we have 101 functions, right? We cannot have all the functions which you do want, right? So basically it have all the common functions we use. For example, now I need empty widget, right? Empty list widget. So you can also search like based on the use case, like you can search what is the use case or description, or for example now this function is based mostly used in layout, right? So you can see if I search for layout, right? You can see this highlighting thing, right? It will highlight based on the text search. So layout, you can see we have this written text, written empty. So we have written empty. You can copy the function name here. So this I made as a utility. This one, so it is easy to search for functions. For example, now you have e-commerce, right? You can search e-commerce. So it'll show all the functions which is related to e-commerce, commerce or math, formatting. Like you have a lot of options you can explore, which we commonly use in the FlutterFlow thing, like clear space, return previous date. So these are like normal functions which we basically use in the FlutterFlow. You can duplicate and use this. You go to the project now and use it. So once you duplicate, you will have like this. You can just as you copy it there, you can go to functions, go to custom code. You can see you have 101 custom functions here, which is useful for various use cases. You can copy the text you copied there in the search. Once you paste that, you will have that function. So return empty, this is basically used to pass for, because sometimes FlutterFlow validates this empty things, right? We don't empty values sometimes. So I added this thing. So you can just go back to your project and create a custom function. Paste the title first and go back. Set the return type and arguments if you have any. So now here return type is double and don't have any arguments. I'll just copy the body text here, what we have, and go to the project and paste it. And we'll save the function, run, compile it. And you can use it in your app. So now if I don't have any, if I add infinite, it'll have a problem. If I have 100% height, sometimes if you have only one contact, you have a problem. So what we do is we add empty height, so it will shrink wrap. Basically, it just take the height based on the contents in the inside it. Go to return empty, and it will return empty. I don't know why I'm getting this error. Let's push the code and see. Push to repo. Again, we have some problem with VS Code, so we're using GitHub as an alternative. We go to pull request. As you can see, the code is pushed now. You go to pull request, create a PR, keep base as VS Code, and you can see the changes and pull the request. And merge the pull request. And once it is pulled, you can go to VS Code and note. Now we have custom widget, right? If I can get the code, you can see git pull origin VS Code. But once I can get the latest changes. And if I refresh, it will not work because we have some new packages, right? As you can see. So what we're going to do is we are going to quit the app. You can press Q. It will stop the app. You can type flutter clean. Flutter space clean. enter. If you wanted to pull the changes, you can go to GitHub desktop and also fetch it here. You can just click on fetch origin. It will pull the latest changes if you don't have any changes in the app. In the VS Code, we cannot directly pull that. Sometimes you'll have merge conflicts in case you manually make any changes in VS Code. So avoid that. So and now we'll run the app, Flutter run. If you just run Flutter run, it'll give you options. You can see one or two here. You can press one for Chrome and it'll run in Chrome. Currently, it will not show any contacts because I'm running on web. But if I run it on mobile, it will show the contacts. Or we may have some issues. I don't know. It is saying that custom code using incompatible package contact service. If so, we should use a different one. Let's say if we face any errors here. I don't see any errors. So let us log in. So currently the list is empty. I create a new chat and yeah, it's not been initialized. As I said, in web we'll have issues. In mobile, let me see if we need to initialize anything in main.dot. It's been a year I built this chat. There may be some permission issues. We need to enable permissions in FlutterFlow. Contacts is already enabled. So it may work in mobile basically. I'll see if I'll test it in mobile. Yeah, this is it. Now we'll have we'll work on logics where we'll have contacts that are in chat flow, comparing their mobile number or email ID, mostly mobile number. If they are on chat flow, they can directly message them. If they are not in chat flow, they need to uh, send an invite to their SMS. And once they log in with that link, we can they can chat with them. So yeah. So I think because of the web thing, we are having this error. Well, I'll work on it. And yeah, that is it for this stream. And also this you can say this is responsive based on the screen size, cancel chats, etc. So yeah, great stream, guys. See you in tomorrow's stream. I'll start. We can work on the icons tomorrow, starting with, and then we'll work on making the backend work. Great. Then stay tuned. Subscribe to the channel. Connect to my Discord channel. I'll update the description of this. So yeah, great building. See you tomorrow. Take care.